All right, today we're going to learn about how to do scientific notation. You will need your calculator to do this, so I'll show you also how to do that. So scientific notation helps you read numbers like this one listed below. So we've got really big numbers. When writing numbers in scientific notation, they must have the following. Only one non-zero digit to the left of the decimal. It must be written by the power of 10. So you're going to see like times 10 with a little exponent in the corner. If the standard form is greater than 1, then the exponent is positive. And if the standard form is less than 1, then the exponent is negative. So the standard form is how we write our basic numbers. So we have like 932, 548.21. So that's what we're calling our standard form. So any number that is greater than 1 is going to be positive, and any number that is mostly going to be like a small decimal is going to have a negative exponent. All right, so let's start with doing the standard form to scientific first. So what you're going to do is you're going to, in your calculator, we're going to turn our calculator into scientific notation. So we're going to hit the mode button, and then you're going to arrow it over to SCI, and then hit enter. And then now it's in scientific notation mode, and then we're going to hit clear. So from here, all you have to do now is type in the number. So 932, enter, and there is our answer. So what you're going to see now is on your calculator, it's going to pop up an E. That E represents times 10, and then we'll put your exponent of 2. So I have 9.32 times 10 to the power of 2. For the next one, we have 548.21. Enter that in, and then it will give you your answer. So 5.4821 times 10 to the power of 2. So what's happening is the decimal is moving by the exponent. So if it's a positive exponent, it will go to the right, and if it's a negative exponent, it's going to move to the left. And the exponent tells us how many times it's being moved. So our decimal was moved 2 times. All right, so let's do one with lots of zeros. So we have 0.00408. And then this one's going to pop up a negative exponent. So 4.08 times 10 to the power of negative 3. And then we have 0.00000341. Oops. And so we get 3.41 times 10 to the power of negative 6. So that is how you go from standard to scientific form. So now we're going to do the opposite and go from scientific to standard. So now we've got to change our calculator back into normal mode. So we're going to hit the mode button, which is right next to your blue button. It is now on SCI, so we're going to switch it over to normal and hit enter. And then hit clear, and now we're ready to go. So for these, we will type it in exactly as it is written on the paper. So 5.2 times 10. And then for that exponent button, it is right below clear. We're going to hit that arrow button and then hit 5, enter. And then there is your answer. So we have 520,000. Next one, we have 4.591744 times 10 to the power of 2. Enter. Okay, and again, all that's doing is it's moving the decimal. So this 2 is going to tell us to move the decimal to the right 2 places. All right, so let's try some negative ones. So I've got 2.81 times 10 to the power of negative 8. So what happened on this one is it didn't work. These calculators don't allow us to go any exponent bigger than a negative 3. So negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, and up, those exponents do not work in the calculator. So for this one, we have to do it by hand. So I have 2.81. So negative, we're going to go left. 8, it's going to tell us to go to the left 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then all the empty spaces we will fill with zeros. So one thing you've got to keep in mind is these 8s, the exponent and the zeros do not match. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 7 zeros and 8 as our exponent. Majority of the time, our exponent will be one more than the number of zeros. All right, so let me do this one. 3.85 times 10 to the power of negative 4. And again, it did not work in the calculator, so we're going to have to do this one by hand. So 3.85, negative means left. 4 tells us that many times to move our decimal to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then empty spaces will fill in with zeros. This last one, we can type it in. So it does do -1, -2, and -3 as an exponent. So 4.17 times 10 to the power of -1. Enter. And then there is our